It's not like the people are blaming the migrants; they're blaming the politicians.
Yes.
And other Americans that are here that are. You see the homeless population. You see the drug epidemic. A lot of Americans are feeling ignored. Tell us about that.
There's no doubt. With your own eyes, you can see mostly African Americans down on their luck, many of them who happen to be veterans, homeless, emotionally disturbed. That's really what Creedmoor is for. Those who need mental health care, and only 30% of the beds are occupied. That's a disgrace right there. Let's gather up all the emotionally disturbed. Let's diagnose them. Give them a psychiatric observation first. Bring them to Creedmoor. Help them get back on track. That's why this was built by our great-grandparents many, many generations ago. But to house illegal aliens with nothing to do and nowhere to go, and idle time means that young men with high levels of testosterone are going to get into trouble. If they were 1,000 prep school boys, if they were 1,000 Ivy school attendees, at least 200 of them would be getting into double in trouble. That's just the arithmetic. And so we have to prevent that because the politicians have forsaken us. Imagine today, Eric Adams was just miles away cutting the ribbon. He's good at cutting ribbons to start the annual Queens County Fair. But he should have been here. He should have been listening to his constituents. And he's yet to visit the grounds personally. There's not a photo, there's not a video of either him or Hochul. This is state property that has shown that they've come to actually look at the Michigashian mess that they created.
What are your thoughts about people saying give them permits to work? What are your thoughts about that?
How crazy is that? They're already coming in here in a tsunami effect. Now you tell them they can come in illegally and get to work right away? Wow, even more are going to come. In fact, it probably, when they come across the Rio Grande, they wonder, is anybody going to stop us? And the first thing they see on the other side of the border, the Texas side, is Catholic Charities, which is nothing more than a rip-off organization that takes federal tax dollars, stands at the border, and then holds up a map and asks them, where would you like to go? Where do you think you would go? You want to go to Chicago? No. Philly? No. Baltimore? No. D.C.? No. You want to come to New York because you've seen the films of our mayor providing the best amenities to illegals, and that's why we're in the mess that we are.
Last question, Curtis. What about, like I said, back to the other question about Americans feeling ignored? People are saying, where's my ticket? Where's my bed? Where's my shelter? Where's my food? And these are citizens here of our country that came here the right way.
Well, right now, there are buses on 125th and Lex that will take single American men towards Island. Shelter is there. If they're not there by 10 o'clock, they lose their bed. I've been in these dismal facilities. It's rife with lice, with rats. 8 men to a room, some of them themselves emotionally disturbed, some of them who are veterans. Can you imagine a veteran looking at the news, some guy who just crossed the border, who couldn't find America if a coyote didn't bring him here, is in a 3-star hotel, and a veteran is in a shelter on Ward's Island? He's got to say to himself, where the hell did I go wrong? I served my country, and look at what I get. I get ugats, I get bupkis.
That's a shame.
You're
Real quick, your name and title, even though we know who you are, just for tape.
Curtis
Just on
Sliwa,
tape, yep.
founder, president of the Guardian Angels, and mayoral candidate.
Curtis, how long has it been since you founded the Guardian Angels? How long has it been?
1979, 44 years. February 13th will be 45 years.
Wow.
We're in 13 countries, 130 cities, with close to 5,000 members.
Wow. One quick question. In your opinion, Mayor Adams, I mean, one could argue that the guy is incompetent. Do you think he makes these decisions on his own, or is there somebody, in your opinion, that is telling him what to do?
I think that's the problem, is that he is the shot caller. He is very anal. He controls everything. And this has been a disaster. Now, had he appointed people who have worked in this field before, instead of hiring Doc Gold, a company that he gave a no-bid contract to for $432 million, who admit they never did this work before. Now, the city controller, Brad Lander, is saying, I will not ratify that contract. Tom DiNapoli, the state controller, is looking at the contract. Even Tish James, who only prosecutes everything named Trump, is now investigating because he hired them. They are his contributors. You say Eric Adams' contract, and everybody knows it's all kickbacks to Eric Adams' friends.
You obviously have a great pulse on all communities in the city, and probably the police department, because you get to see them often once in a while too. Do you think that the police department now is turned on Adams like they turned on de Blasio? Where do you think the police is now on their commissioner, right? Because Adams is the commissioner.
Yeah, there's no doubt that the police turned on de Blasio. The police now are not turning on Adams, they're just leaving en masse. So they've given up struggling. They thought they'd wait out de Blasio, things might get better with a former cop, and they realize it's actually gotten worse. So the early retirement, normal retirement of cops is at an all-time high, and they're being recruited away into other cities across America, and they have no problem leaving as quickly as they can.
Curtis, thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thanks for all you do.
Good. You have any more water?
Hi, man. Good seeing you. Glad.